Hello, my name is Frank Sheahan. I'm a clinician who works in a city in the south of Ireland called Limerick. I've been over 30 years in clinical work with a primary degree in physiotherapy and subsequent qualification in biomechanics and podiatry. I've worked extensively with foot problems because I've had a huge interest in how the foot functions and how it affects the health of the lives of my patients. And over the years, over the decades, I've worked with a number of companies, not many, but a number of companies in the UK, in Ireland, in Germany, in Canada, and most recently in Spain, who have manufactured orthotics for me. My interest in orthotic use came about as an undergraduate and then developed in my years as a physiotherapist in an orthopedic hospital not far from where I live. And then with further training in both Ireland, the UK and Germany, I developed a further interest, more detailed interest in biomechanics of the lower limb. But my initial interest in orthotics actually started with developing calipers of different types, HCAFOs, CAFOs and AFOs for children and for adults with handicaps. And one of the things I learned was that knowing the orthotists, knowing the laboratories that worked for me or that I worked with, was crucial to getting the type of device made for me that I felt would work best for my patients. And in every case, and I mean every case, I spent time in the laboratories of those orthotists, whether they were in Ireland, in the United Kingdom, in Canada and Germany, and more recently again in Spain with the Edser laboratory. So I've always taken time to investigate what is going on so that I can see in my own mind what the orthotist is going to see from my prescription when he or she receives it and goes to work on it. And I think that's really important. Also, I know what they're thinking, I know what their methods are, and I have to know that they're going to produce a custom-made device, not a customized device, not a customized art support, not some type of fake device that I can put across on people and overcharge them for, which, let's face it, happens all of the time, and we see it more and more in modern life. I have to ensure that what the patient is going to get is the real thing. So how did I come across Edser? Well, Edser was introduced to me 2.5 years ago at a crucial time when I was looking for a laboratory within Europe, within the European Union specifically. And what led me to make that decision was the anxiety and the anxiety and trouble that was surrounding the Brexit program, this inconsistency that was coming out of Britain leaving the United Kingdom and how it would affect the supply stream to my clinic and whether I could rely on it and rely on the costs involved or whether there were going to be delays or not. And it occurred to me, time to look around and look within the European Union. And luckily, I came across Edser. I visited Edser just before the pandemic hit, actually, in February of 2020. No, I'm wrong. It was actually the previous year. I visited Edser in 2019 in February. Spent 2 days there with them and got to see everything that they were doing. I was very much impressed. This was a laboratory that does the job correctly. This was a job that I could stand over. This was a product that was coming out of a laboratory that I could say to my patients, yes, this is a custom-made device. It is made by professional people. There are no shortcuts. This is going to be a device that I can put my name behind and stand over. So now where am I? We're in June 2020, July 2020, just passed into July. And I have had about 550 devices, sets of devices made by Edser for me. The quality of what they're doing has really impressed me. I wouldn't have stuck with them if that wasn't the case. It just wouldn't make sense. I find if you're going to make orthotics or prescribe orthotics for patients and you're going to try to correct how they function, you're going to ask the orthotic to do something that will enhance their foot function, then you're going to take some risks. You're going to make some changes to what's happening to the person's foot, and you have to be able to stand over it. And I've expected over the years that a percentage of what I do would require alteration or intervention in the first 2 to 3 months. On average, over the years, 5% of what I do would require that kind of intervention. With Edser, it has been less. I would say in the region of 2%. And I think it's down to the reliability and accuracy of what they do, but also the quality of the product. The orthotics that they produce are second to none. They are absolutely top quality, custom-made devices. There's no question of it. The patient is going to get the very best that's available anywhere. And so for that reason, I've stuck with them. Now, that doesn't mean I've stopped using other types of devices, off-the-shelf devices, semi-bespoke devices, anything that I can customize. Yes, I continue to do that. There are certain needs that patients have. But the ultimate, if I want to give my patient the ultimate experience of an orthotic device that's going to work for their feet and for other problems up the kinetic chain all the way to their pelvis, then I have no hesitation but to go with Edser. Sorry for the mispronunciation here. With Edser.